Hi, welcome to the Leadership at Work Module 2 review. Part 1 of our review is understanding performance. So what is performance? Let's get some clarity around that question. In the context of our workplaces, performance is the level to which I achieve my goals. And remember, those goals come from that real sense of role clarity. So if performance is based on the level to which I achieve my goals, how do I measure performance? Well, there is one really powerful tool, and it is, of course, using the GAMS tool. We'll take a closer look at GAMS in a few moments' time. The GAMS tool is clearly the most effective strategy that enables managers to manage performance. Whilst we don't spend lots of time on GAMS in Module 2, it's important that we continue to revisit it and really encourage you guys to pick it up and use it and build it into the culture of your organization. I promise you it's a really effective strategy, and it's one that's going to really promote high performance behaviors and outcomes in your organization. But again, what is it? Well, GAMS is an acronym for goals, actions, and measurements. Really simple stuff. Let's have a look at an example. So one of our goals might be to address workplace health and safety reports on a regular basis. These are reports, in this example, that have been filled out as an accident or incident report. Our action might be to conduct weekly toolbox meetings focusing on workplace health and safety reports and actions. The important part of GAMS is that we put this measure in. And this gives us a metric for understanding how well we've performed based on our goals and actions. So for this example, our measurement is weekly WHS toolbox meetings are conducted to address WH reports. Let's pad this out a bit. Once we have these GAMS in place, it's really easy to start to measure performance. We can simply take the goal and then relate it to the measurement. Did we achieve the goal, or to what extent did we achieve the goal? It just really makes sense. Look, it takes a little bit of practice to get used to it, but once you get it right, you'll find that this is one of the most powerful tools that you can use in measuring, monitoring, and managing performance. Let's look at that performance equation again. What stimulates high performance? So, performance equals role clarity times ability. So does the person have the skills, the knowledge, and the capability to do the job at hand? Times environment. Does the staff member have the right tools, the right surroundings that allows them to do the job appropriately? And the motivation to perform at the level required. This can be a really important equation when we see limited or low performance. We can actually look at these four elements: role clarity, ability, environment, and motivation, and help us to decide on the strategy that we use to change or to lift performance of the individual or the team. Now, we really want you to consider and to start using GAMS. Not only will it provide you with the perfect tool to assess performance, it will provide you and your staff with a great platform to promote performance in the first place. Okay, so get those GAMS done right from the start, and you'll find that your need to intervene and implement performance improvement strategies will drastically reduce over time. Note to self, start using GAMS. So what do we do when we identify underperformance? Let's look at some strategies for addressing and intervening in the situation of underperformance. You might remember our friend Jessica Bailey and how we work through a process to try and come up with a win-win situation with Jessica. The first thing that we want to do is go straight to the source. So in the Jessica Bailey case, the source, of course, is Jessica. We need to express our concerns to the source, and we need to be specific about those concerns. The next point or stage is to actively listen in the response from the source. So in Jessica's case, let's give her the opportunity to genuinely share with us what is worrying her or why her performance has dropped. Ideally, we'd like to get the whole story so that we can make our judgments and implement our strategies based on the whole story, not just part thereof. The next step is to reinforce the expected performance. And again, let's use GAMS to establish that expected performance. If you've already got that established, we can simply pull it out and revisit it. If you don't have it, let's start the ball rolling from this point. Jessica, this is our goal. These are the actions that we're going to take to reach the goal. And here are the measures to test our performance or the level of success we've had in relation to those goals. Next, we need to agree to those actions. Now remember from Module 1 that one of the most effective ways to communicate is to get agreement on the communication, and here's a perfect example of it. We outline expected performance, we decide on actions that are going to lift the performance, and then we agree to those actions. Our sixth point often gets left behind, but it is just as critical as the first five. Once we have agreement, we need to monitor, we need to measure, and we need to review. The monitor, measure, and review stage should be put into the agreed actions within your GAMS document. Okay, so let's review some of those management strategies to improve performance. These are outlined in your manual, so we're not going to dig into them too heavily. The first strategy is job redesign. What elements or what components or what condition could we manipulate to improve performance? Perhaps in Jessica's situation, a job redesign would have been ideal. Could we reduce her hours? Could we change her job so that she doesn't attend on that Monday when she was having a history of not turning up? The second strategy is performance planning. Now remember, with performance planning, we use the DISC tool. DISC helps us to understand the types of behaviours that we're likely to see in different stress situations. If we can plan around behaviours that might induce poor performance, we can reduce the chance of those behaviours being demonstrated and of performance being below the level we need. Our third strategy is alternate management styles. Certainly we have those styles from Module 1, the coaching, supportive, directive, and delegatory styles. We can look at coaching and or mentoring. So there's a range of different strategies within coaching and mentoring. Peer mentoring, for example, is a really powerful learning tool. And the fifth one is, of course, training. What skills can we develop to help our staff member improve performance? And if we go back to our little performance equation here, you can see the A, ability, relates directly to training. So if it's the ability that's lacking, let's get some training to really lift them up. That brings us to the end of part 1 of our Module 2 review. Coming up, time management. We'll see you there.